The next one is from Carlos Hernandez. Subject Cody, real or artificial?
That'd be longtime Patreon subscriber and watch along and round table participant Carlos Hernandez.
Hey, gentlemen, the one and only.
Oh, yeah, from LA?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, gentlemen, the one and only Carlos Hernandez here. My question is in regards to Cody, and I'd love to hear all three of your opinions on this. Is Cody Rhodes a real or artificial snowflake? He takes all these stands on social justice, which isn't a bad thing, but what does he know about oppression? The dude's dad made good money, I assume, and was famous. Cody has been in shape his entire life, and while there's no other way to put it, he's a white guy, but he's a white guy from Georgia. So when he takes these stances against women's abuse, racism, Hulk Hogan, etc., and is in favor of inclusion, is this the real Cody, or is he faking it to make it because it's what today's climate is? Is he the modern-day celebrity that's on social media and say what the people want to hear, or does he really have a snowflake mentality? P.S. Cody should apologize for burying Disco after Disco made the comments about his injury during his match with Omega and Ibushi in Japan.
Agreed.
All right, here's what I'll say about Cody Rhodes, and this is a problem like Carlos Hernandez that everybody on social media has. It's like you want to judge somebody because he's a white guy. It's like I would rather just I can't answer these questions because I don't know about Cody Rhodes. I don't know him personally. We had him on the show one time, and that's the only. I've maybe had a conversation with him before, briefly, but I don't really know the guy, so I can't answer that. I know he has an African American a wife.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me tell you something.
And his mom was Cuban,
I
right?
think you'll find a hard time disagreeing with this. Okay, that one thing I think that we can all agree that is like that shows you're not racist, as if you're willing to breed with another race. You know, I mean, I would disqualify anybody. Like if you try to say, "Oh, that person's a racist," he's the N-word. It's like, yeah, he's got a black wife and he's got mixed kids. So it's like, what would you say? What would you say, like in this context, that would disqualify somebody from being racist? Because like the thing is, right now, if you're white, you might be racist. So what are the things that say, all right, no, I'm not. Here's I can prove I'm not automatically. Would you agree with that?
I don't necessarily think just because you're attracted to someone from another race that you might not be racist. I mean, you could be.
No, it is a sexual preference, but if you're willing to have a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're willing to have,
but you could be racist. But you could be racist against another race, not the black race. So
okay,
you're a black woman, but you're racist against Asians for some reason.
But could we agree on that? That Cody Rhodes being married to Brandy he's probably not racist towards black people. Would we agree with that?
Yes, agree with that. And his mom is Cuban.
His mom is Cuban.
And his mom is Cuban. There's nothing. Okay, so we have to discuss all of this. All right, if we want to open this discussion, we're just not going to stop there. There is, and you can see these on YouTube. There's a lot of them. A lot of these people on YouTube claim that Dusty Rhodes was racist. Yeah, now and then in this culture of this SJW culture, like, are you punished from like your dad maybe being racist?
Yeah, well, he was super tight with Dick Murdoch, and Dick Murdoch, people have said in several books,
KKK. They went to KKK. So it's like, but this back,
he had a card.
That's late 70s, early 80s. It was just different.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What do you act? Let's be real about this. We all hate everything that's in any negative connotation towards anybody in any fucking era. Okay,
right.
But really, dude, what do you expect to find in West Texas in the 1950s?
Exactly. So sure. 70s, so late 70s.
Late 70s.
When there was 2 million cars.
But he probably grew up in the 50s. But he probably grew up in the 50s, right?
In the 70s, there was like 2 million card-carrying KKK members, which means that's just people that were in the KKK. Just imagine the amount of people that they knew that were, probably 10 to 20. You're talking maybe 40 million Americans. Probably ties to the KKK back then, like well over 10, maybe close to 25%.
And let me take it one step further. One time I had done an interview, and Terry Taylor got mad because they had said, "Hey, have you ever heard anybody do any racist jokes around you?" And I said, "I have, but at the same time, it's usually guys from the South, And he goes, "Well, what do you think about Terry Taylor?" And I go, "I've never heard him say it around me, but I wouldn't put it past him because to me, he's a guy from the South, And he was, "Oh, how dare you say that?" And I go, "Bro, I've never heard you, but I wouldn't put it past you. What's the big fucking deal?"
Bro, Mark Madden got South. Bill Watts got Bill Watts fired from the WCW for saying racist things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, so
said,
it's like, and that's like, so it's like saying, it's like there was a culture back then of, the country was just more racist. It's like, brother, we think like people were wearing hoods and burning crosses in the street. There was like a lot of them. They'd be on bro, you can go back on YouTube and as close as like 1983, okay, which is not that far away because it's like I was a sophomore in high school. They have like the Grand Wizard of the KKK on Meet the Press in his hood and everything, like an actual like political figure. Like, this is a guy, here's the leader of the KKK. It's like, like we would never like you bring that guy on and say like, hey, let's see, so like you wouldn't do that today, but it's like that was not uncommon back then. And so you had people growing up in that culture. You probably knew a lot of people that were racist. And just like over the past 20, 30 years, we gradually see that that's not the way to go. But the SJWs want to punish people. There's no statute of limitations on how far back they want to go, So it's like, I don't know. I would say Cody Rhodes is absolutely not racist. I mean, there's no way he's racist. Like you said, his Cuban mom. Who's he racist against?
But in today, I think it's.
But the actions you can't discount. Okay, you're obviously not racist. You know how like the whole thing is like you can't just not be anti-racist. You have to proactively be an anti-racist, right? That's like the new thing these days. Like if you're not speaking out against it, that's wrong. You should speak out. Everybody's forcing everybody to speak out against it.
Yeah, if you don't black
it's like,
out
okay,
your
they
profile
speak
picture
out
or
against
whatever.
it. Well, they speak out against it, and it's like they're SJW, and he's got a African American wife and Cuban mom, but you want to say it's like, okay, that's great. I'm devil's advocate. Where are all the African Americans on your show? Like it's like you got like no minorities on the show hardly. You're all white guys, and that's like So there's people that would probably look at that and say, yeah, I bet you they're probably racist. And even though it's like, well, he's not racist because he's married to African American. He's got Cuban. It's like this. It's a discussion, But I don't know. What do you think?
I think part of the question was also like, does he amp up the SJW, persona and appearance on social media because of the culture, because of his company? And obviously, like you said, I don't know Cody either, so I don't know. But I think a lot of people do that. Like you said, they want to.
Let me tell you this.
They have
this
to appear actively,
Let me tell you this, and this is why this is why like professional wrestlers, and why I've always said this. They should just stay in character on Twitter. Okay, because what you've done now is like these guys get political. When you get political, it's like you open up the Pandora's box, and you got the worms. You're just opening up yourself to a lot of things.
Yeah, you're going to turn.
So it's like so if you're going out there and you're making a statement, Linda Hogan and Hulk Hogan, you're banned from our shows. And it's like, so then you want to say it's like, okay, but you people don't have any you're not really racially diverse on your show. And like you can have that discussion, like now they have to defend themselves because they're taking the position when if nobody would even have talked about it in the beginning, nobody even brought this stuff up. That's the same. Everybody should all the characters should stay. If you get into politics and you're in this business, I would just stay away from because you should just stay in character, and you'd realize how much over you'd probably be.
So I was just thinking right now they just have as far as African Americans, that private party,
Mm-hmm.
Sunny Kiss, and Scorpio Sky, right? And then they got the two Puerto Ricans, LAX, the two Mexicans, Jack Evans, who thinks he's a Mexican, and Angelico, who's actually South African.
Okay, so now I'm going to be the SJW here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, how come none of them have any belts?
What's the problem?
No, I'm just complaining. I'm being an SJW. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining.
How do you know they won't get it? Okay, well, how do you know they won't get it?
Well, they haven't. Well, they need to.
Well, why don't you wait and watch?
Okay, well, when are they going to start pushing? Like, I got my hashtag. Push minority.
Trust the process.
This is the way people think. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.